Hi, this is Don McAllister, and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online for Mac. One of the most popular types of shows I do are a look behind the scenes here at Screencasts Online, and in the past I've covered the recording, editing and distribution of the tutorials, as well as more recently the publishing process via the new Screencasts Online website. Now, as you're probably aware, one of the new features of Screencasts Online is the publication of the new monthly magazine, Screencasts Online Monthly, and I've been inundated with requests to cover the workflow on how I actually produce the magazine. So today I'm going to show you how I produce Screencasts Online Monthly and distribute it via the Apple Newsstand using a platform called MagCast. Now I'm going to split this show into three sections. Firstly, I'll take a look at what Newsstand actually is and how we use it. Then I'll look at the MagCast platform itself, and then I'll look at the actual production process of creating the magazine in the final section. So let's take a look at Newsstand. Now, I appreciate this is actually the Mac show and I'm showing you an iOS app, but the magazine itself does include both Mac and iOS tutorials. So if you're a Mac user, you probably will be subscribed to the magazine, and I thought this still would be interesting to you. So what is Newsstand? Well, Newsstand is a container for a particular type of iOS application, a Newsstand application. And Newsstand applications are closely modeled on physical magazines. Now, the interesting thing with the Newsstand container, which as you can see on the screen at the moment is currently empty, I haven't got any magazines in my Newsstand, is you can't delete it. So if we go into jiggle mode, you'll see there is no X, I can't delete it, it's a standard iOS application. I also can't nest it, so if I wanted to get rid of it and put it somewhere else, I can't actually. Again, if I tap and hold and move it to another application, the other application moves out of the way. I can't sort of group it as I can with other iOS applications. So Apple very much want to see Newsstand front and center on your iOS device. Now, as well as the Newsstand being the container that sort of sits on your home screen, you can move it to another screen, by the way. It doesn't necessarily have to be on your home screen. But as well as that being the container for your Newsstand iOS apps, there's a separate part of the App Store that just deals with Newsstand apps. And the easiest way to get to that is just to tap on Newsstand and then tap on Store. And that will open up the new, this is the new iOS 6 store. And if you open it in the Newsstand application or the container, it does take you to all the Newsstand applications. So all these magazines, all these newspapers, these are all individual applications. And you'll see that most of them are actually free. So you can sort of scroll through, see what's hot, etc. Now, a reason that they are free is that the app itself is free, but the individual issues of the magazine contained within the app are normally chargeable. So that's why you'll see lots and lots of free apps in Newsstand, but they are just the apps. They're not the separate issues of the magazine. Another thing that's sort of hidden away are the different categories. If I go to Newsstand up on the top row, you'll see these are all the different categories within Newsstand itself. So these are all the different types of magazines that you can actually subscribe to or purchase. If I just go straight to computing and internet. Okay, so there's all the new apps that have come in recently. And then below there are all what's hot. I'm delighted to see that Screencasts Online is still there. If we go into Screencasts Online, again, it's a free app. I've installed it once before, so it's saying to install again, but it will show free. You can have a look at the page content. So there's some sample page content in there. You can have a look at the ratings and reviews. And I have to say thank you very much for all the reviews that I've received. They've been tremendous. And also we can look at related as well. And again, I'm glad to say that my SEO tutor apps are now back on the App Store. Okay, but let's go ahead and install this as our first app. You'll notice there that it's actually installing. We get the progress bar. The app itself is very small, so it's very quick to download. And that's done. So let's go ahead. And in fact, I won't open it as yet. I can open it from within the App Store over here on iOS 6, but I won't do that. Let me just tap away. Now, sometimes what confuses people is this categorization across the top. If I go to education, it doesn't actually take me to the education Newsstand apps. It takes me to the standard iTunes store. It shows me all the education apps, not the Newsstand apps. To get back to Newsstand, tap on Newsstand, and you can actually see in here, well, there actually isn't an education category, but if I wanted to have a look at, let's say, music. Films and music. And again, same presentation. You can scroll backwards and forwards. And again, these are all showing as free apps. But normally once you download an app, you can go in, possibly get a free sample issue or purchase a single issue of a magazine or subscribe as well. But let's go back out to Newsstand. And we should see, yep, there's our Screencasts Online Monthly sitting on the shelf. Now, because this is the first time I've downloaded the app, it's showing a sort of a generic cover. Once I go into the app, I'll be able to see the various issues that are available. And when a new issue is available, once you've subscribed to a Newsstand app, you will actually see the cover of the new issue displayed within Newsstand. You'll also see a little flash in the corner saying it's new as well. And again, that's one of the benefits of Newsstand, is that it will push new publications out to you automatically. But let me go ahead and tap on here. Okay, it goes into portrait mode. All the MagCast magazines are designed to be read in portrait mode. So Screencast Online Monthly Mag would like to send you new issues and push notifications. And we'll say OK. Right, and this is the home screen of the app. So you can see here I've got a subscribe button. I've got 3 issues. The current issue is the one at the top, the larger image. So that's the current month's issue. So this is being recorded in September. So you can see September 01, 2012. I can buy, so there's a buy button. I can subscribe. So if I want to take out a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, I can do. And I can also buy the individual episodes down at the bottom as well. You'll see the August the 1st episode. I can buy that, or I can also download the free issue. Let's go ahead and download the free issue. Okay, so that's 18 megabytes. So that's the contents of that particular issue being downloaded to my iPad. While that's downloaded, a quick word about subscription. If you're a Screencast Online member, you do get a free subscription included with your membership. So go across to your members panel and have a look at the membership coupon over there. But normally people can just subscribe. If they don't want to be a member, they can subscribe. They'll get a discounted rate as well. And it's a really neat way, actually, of distributing your content. Apple take care of all the financial side of things. They basically take 30%, but you know, all the financial aspects, all the credit card merchant stuff, they deal with that seamlessly. And basically, any sales that you make, they will just cut you a check at the end of the month. Just while it's downloading, by the way, Apple don't host the content. The content for the magazine is actually hosted, well, in my case, on Libsyn for the videos, and also on Amazon S3 for the actual sort of textual. The pages are all stored on Amazon S3. But we'll discuss that more in detail when I talk about the actual platform and how that's put together. Okay, so that's now completed. It's downloaded and ready for me to view. You'll see I've got a new button to delete. So if I want to delete that issue, I can do, or I can view it from here as well. Before I do, let me just show you something else. If I just tap on here, this is actually a special device token. This is what you can sort of send to me if you have problems with your subscription. You can basically tap that mail link, and that will send your device token across to me, and we can trace it in the system. Also, there's this little button here. I can email Twitter and Facebook about the magazine, and that's all built into the platform. So let's put that back down. To view the magazine, I just tap view. And there we go, we're in. Now this is a fairly old edition. This is a demo, so you can play the demo to get the instructions, but basically you can flick through, you can tap on any of these links and it will jump you directly to a particular page. I can tap and hold on the page, and I can see all my thumbnails down at the bottom. I get this little pop out here, so I can email someone about this particular issue. I can send a tweet. I can post to Facebook. I can also print as well with the latest version of the application. I can also tap home, and that takes me to the home page. Now, to get back to my home screen, just a 5-finger pinch, and that takes me back to Newsstand. Let me just rotate this back into landscape. You've probably noticed that the magazine cover has changed. It's now showing the current magazine's cover within Newsstand itself. Okay, so that's a very quick run through of sort of a basic magazine. What I'd like to do is to move on now and show you the MagCast platform. And this is the platform that allows me to both create and also distribute the magazine through Newsstand. Now, before we take a look at the MagCast platform, I just really want to spell out a couple things for you. First off, I've always wanted to put a magazine together, but to be honest, the complexity and also the cost was always prohibitive. If you go to some of the larger publishing houses that have created software to help you publish magazines in the Newsstand, it's really expensive to get started, extremely expensive, many, many thousands of dollars. And then some of them also levy charges for the number of issues that you actually sell. So it really does become cost prohibitive. MagCast doesn't work like that. It's a single payment, and basically that's it. There's no further ongoing charges. It's not just like buying a desktop application. It is an investment in a platform. So, you know, it's really only meant for people who are serious about sort of publishing a magazine on an ongoing basis. And again, for full disclosure, I do know Ed, who is the guy who's put MagCast together, and he's done me a good deal on MagCast, but I'm not actually getting paid for this particular screencast. I am endorsing it because I'm viewing it and I'm really happy with the product. And if there are any further sales based on the outcome of this particular screencast, I will get some affiliate commission. But just to let you know, as I say, I always prefer to work so that you know everything that's going on. So I know Ed, who's the proprietor of MagCast, but I'm so happy with how things have gone with the monthly magazine. I'm more than happy to endorse it, even though this isn't a paid endorsement. Okay, so let's have a look at the... Well, before we have a look at the actual platform itself, let me just show you something. This was only launched literally a month or two ago, and already they have over 100 magazines using the platform, and this is just some of them. They're trying to build a network as well. So this is the MagCast network to allow all the other Magcasters, all the other people who have created the magazines to sort of interact with each other. So as you can see, lots and lots of different magazines all now available on the Newsstand, all created with the MagCast platform. Very impressive. And the nice thing is, if you have a very specific niche you want to cover, you can do it very easily with a magazine. You don't have to approach a publisher. You become your own publisher in effect. So it's a really good way of distributing and selling your content. You don't have to sell. You can create a free magazine and distribute it for free. But if you want to sell your content, it is a way to do it. Okay, so what I'd like to do, though, is to give you a high-level overview of how MagCast works. And it's basically in two parts. The first part is a complete training course that takes you through all the steps using screencasts, which you'll be familiar with. And then there is the platform itself, which is the mechanism that allows you to actually create your editions and create the application. So what I thought we'd do first, if I go to my dashboard here, so I'm obviously logged in as a MagCast user, and down at the bottom, let's go to the training videos. I think the easiest way to talk you through the entire process from a high level is to actually show you the different modules and some of the videos that are available, and then we'll look at a real live instance of me producing the magazine. So let me just log in here. Right, so that's me logged in. That's Ed's smiling face beaming out down at the bottom there. That's Ed Dale, who's the guy behind MagCast. There's also a guy called John Bass, who's the lead developer. Both really good guys and very, very helpful. But this is the training module side of it, and this is what you need to work through first when you first start using MagCast. It's arranged in different modules, and I think what I'll do is I'll click on each module. I'll not show you the videos, but basically explain what each module does, and you'll get a good idea then for the process you need to go through. There's sort of like a setup process, and then there's an ongoing publishing process. So the first few modules are really set up to do with creating your app and getting started. And they even go down to the level of setting up your Apple developer account. Now, you do need to have an Apple developer account. If you've got one already, that's not a problem, but they take you through step by step how you actually apply to Apple to set up a developer account. They also give you lots of marketing and support videos as well. Now, these are all videos, and you can basically just work your way through. You'll see down here, these are some of the action steps. So this is really setting up the process and giving you some high-level overview of MagCast. But down here, these two allow you to go into the iTunes Connect, and they literally take you through step by step and show you all the clicks, how you set up your developer account and set up all the contracts and tax and banking sides of a developer account. So that's module 1, very much an introduction into setting things up with Apple. The next one, module 2. Module 2 is really to do with starting to think about your magazine. Now, basically, a magazine, it starts off as a PDF. So you can create your magazine in basically any application that supports export to PDF. Now, they do recommend or they suggest that you perhaps use something like Keynote, and Keynote actually is a very simple way to get started. I've actually created a Pages template, and they give you all the dimensions. It's basically the iPad size. You basically create a template on that size, create all your content within your PDF, and then the platform itself, you upload it to the platform, and that processes the PDF, turns it into HTML, and you're then able to go on and augment the pages that you create within the platform itself. But we'll talk about that, and you'll see me doing that as I produce the next edition of the magazine. So this module is all about, and again, these are all individual videos, information on how you can get help designing your particular template, how you can even get content as well if you're a bit worried about what you might want to publish in your magazine. They give you some hints and tips on that. A pre-flight, so again, a video on using Keynote to produce the template. Urban Airship, Amazon S3. Now, these are all additional services that can help you. For instance, Urban Airship helps with the push notification side of thing. And again, they take you through step by step on how you actually set up your account with these different people. Using Amazon S3 as the hosting for your video, again, they'll walk you through that, how you set it up. Even things like Google Analytics, you know, if you want to get some more detailed information about how the magazine is doing, they'll show you how to set all that up. And these are all included in Module 2. Now, Module 3, this is the platform itself. So this is, again, how you set up your distribution certificates with Apple's iTunes Connect. Again, step by step, really, really easy to set up. Creating the app. So basically what happens is you fill in a form with all your details and they will create the app for you. It takes 24 hours or so, but they will actually create the app that you submit to Apple. So you don't have to have any development skills. Basically, it's all template driven, and they will create the app for you and also show you how to upload it to Apple as well and get it through the approval process. And also in this module, it starts to go into a bit more detail about how you might want to charge. Now, an individual magazine is what's called an in-app purchase. So they take you through how to set up in-app purchases for individual magazines, how to set up paid subscriptions, how to create free magazines. It's all included within all these training videos. Really, really useful. Basically, when I first got the platform, I sat there for a couple of nights and just went through the entire lot. Very easy to watch. All done by John Bass, who's a very helpful guy, does explain things very well. Okay, so that's Module 3. Module 4. Now, Module 4 takes you through creating your first magazine issue. So it shows you how to upload your PDF to the platform, how to add links, how to add videos, all that sort of stuff. And also how to apply to Apple for the in-app purchases, and then the final submission process to get your app live. So it's a very logical process, step by step, just work your way through it, very easy. So that's Module 4, and it's possible now you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed about all the things you have to do. You have to bear in mind that most of the things I've shown you up to now are the initial setup. Once your app is generated and uploaded and with Apple and approved, it's really just the individual episodes or the individual issues that you have to create from this point on. So it really is very, very simple. So don't be put off about the complexity. As I say, the videos do take you through every step along the way. But that's Module 4. Now, Module 5 gives you some guidance to how to promote and market your magazine as well. Because it's not just the technology, it's also some of the techniques you need to use to publicize your magazine and to sort of get it noticed. There's lots of hints and tips. I mean, John and Ed have been in the marketing side of things for quite a while, so they've got some great tips that allow you to do various things to market your magazine. So this module really is some hints and tips on how to properly promote your magazine. And then Module 6, again, sort of following up from that, additional strategies and things you can do, other services you can connect to get more information. Really just to give you more information about how to move forward on promoting your magazine. Now, I should say as well, Module 6 also includes information on updating your app. Because it is just an iOS app, the MagCast guys are always updating and improving the application so that there will be some new features coming along, and they'll be doing bug fixes and stuff, just basically optimizing the app. And when that does happen, it's no extra charge. They basically just give you a new app to upload. You upload that and get that approved by Apple, and it gets pushed out. Now, as a platform, they're continually improving and expanding it, so you will get some app updates. And again, they take you through the process of actually uploading it to Apple and getting it approved. Now, there is also a bonus section. The bonus section just gives you access to some other videos, again, mainly around the marketing and promotion side of things. But that's enough of the training videos. As I say, it will take you a couple of nights to work your way through those. And once you've got it set up, it's really very, very simple to publish each episode. So what I'd like to do now is take you through the basic process, not so much how I've set up Screencasts Online Monthly, but how I'm going to publish next month's episode. Now, before we get started on creating next month's issue, a couple of websites I just wanted to show to you, just really to give you some idea of some of the background. This first one is iTunes Connect. You might have heard of this before. This is basically your portal through to the various app stores. So if you're creating apps, creating Newsstand apps or iBooks to publish via the iTunes stores, this is the tool that you use. And it's in here where you can set up all your contracts, set up your developer account, etc. But the one I want to show you is this one, Manage Your Applications. So this page shows me all my iOS applications and my Mac OS X applications as well. Some color coding here. These are all now ready for sale. This one's in review. SEO Tutor for Mountain Lion. I can pull up a huge list, but let me just go ahead and search for Screencasts Online Monthly Mag. Okay, so there we go. As I mentioned before, this is just a standard iOS app, no different from the others. It's just enabled for Newsstand. You can see I have a current version, 2.7.3. There's also a new version available, which is 2.7.5, which is currently waiting for review. And this is because, as I mentioned before, the MagCast guys are always improving their product. So there's a new version of the application that's currently in with Apple waiting for review. The actual issues themselves, if I go here to manage in-app purchases, these are the, well, currently 6 in-app purchases. There are 3 subscriptions. These are paid subscriptions as well. And there are also 3 in-app purchases for the individual episodes. So the issue 1, 2, and 3. So when I'm ready to actually sell a new issue, I basically come in here, do create new, and create a new in-app purchase. But again, the MagCast tutorials take you through all that. This particular website, this is the platform itself. So this is the web-based service that allows me to take my PDF and transform it into an issue for the Newsstand app for Screencast Online Monthly. I can see here I've got the free issue. I've also got issues 2 and 3. The issue numbering is slightly out, by the way, because this is the free issue, but I call that issue 1. On the store itself, these are issues 1, 2, and 3. And you'll see this one here. This is the new mag. This is the one I'm currently in the process of putting together. All the other 3 are published. And these links all do various things, such as I can test the issue, I can send it off to Amazon S3 and use a special iPad application that allows me to have a look at that before it gets published. And I'll show you that later. Things to do with in-app purchases and to finally publish, but we don't want to press that button yet. If I go into edit, you'll see this current issue is basically just a dummy. There's probably just a single page in here. Yeah, there's just page 1 and page 2, but these were just dummy pages I've put in to create the issue. But more about that shortly. What I want to do is pop this out of the way and take you to, here we go, Pages. So this is my secret weapon. This is the actual application that I use to create the magazine. Now this is edition 2, this is last month's edition, and basically what I'm going to do now is just duplicate this and put all the new content in for this month. So it involves creating a new cover page, and just basically these pages remain the same. I'll do a new editorial. These are all, now there are no links or anything in these pages. Once I've added the new content in, I'll change all these labels so they refer to the correct content for next month's issue. These are just placeholders. There are no links at all in the PDF. That's all put in later on in the process. But all the design work for my document is done in Pages. And if you're familiar with Pages, it's really easy. It's basically just a standard Pages document. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, create a new cover page, and then start to assemble the next month's edition. And then we'll come back probably when I'm halfway through so you can see what it's starting to look like. Now, I didn't actually stop halfway through. I was on a roll, so I've carried on and completed the whole issue. Now, this is probably the most time-consuming part, actually creating the content. But once you've done 1 or 2 issues, obviously you've got templates to work from, and it does become a lot easier. But I've been through, I've created this new cover page, again, just sort of highlighting some of the episodes that are included. And then we have new index pages, so all the Mac and iOS tutorials, all the hints, tips, and articles and reviews, etc. This is a new article from Hannah, who's a Screencast Online viewer, submitted this for inclusion, so I've included that with graphics and Hannah's text. Down here as well, you'll notice that there is a link. Now, this actually isn't a link. This is just a piece of text, which is I've highlighted in red and underlined, so it looks like a link. And what I'll do during the production process is add the link in at a later stage. So although it's in Pages, and Pages does support links, and although I create a PDF from this, and PDFs support links as well, I don't actually have to worry about the links at this point. I put them in later. Similarly, with these buttons for the app stores, I'll put these links in later. These are really just placeholders for links in the future. So I've been through, I've edited all my videos, all my articles, etc. I've also had the document proofread as well. Very important before you submit it to MagCast that you do proofread it as well as you can. You can amend things once they're in MagCast, but if you get it right to begin with, it's a lot easier. So I sort of take a lot of care. I get a guy called Topher who actually goes through and proofreads it for me as well. So at this stage, I'm fairly confident that everything, there are no typos and everything sort of reads correctly. So the next thing I need to do is export this to PDF because MagCast needs it in PDF format. And this is one of the beauties if you're not a Pages wizard, or if you you have another application that you want to use to create your magazine, as long as it can output to PDF, you're good to go. So let me just go here and say export. I'm going to use best image quality. MagCast actually sorts out the standard resolution and retina resolutions of your final product, so you don't have to worry about that either. So we'll just say next. I'm just going to drop it on the desktop for now. In fact, now let's put it in its proper place. So within Dropbox, I've got edition 003. So I'm going to create the PDF. We're up to version 3 of it because there was the original version, the version I sent off for proofreading, and then the final version. So it's edition -003. In fact, let me take that dash out. MagCast sometimes doesn't like dashes in the file name. So edition 003, version 3, PDF. It's going in this particular folder. We'll export. Okay, and I'm now done with Pages, so I can quit Pages. Mountain Lion will obviously save that for me. If I just go to my Finder window. Okay, there's the file there, 49.6 megabytes. I can just open that up in preview and just give it a final check. But obviously I'll go through it and check in a bit more detail. One other document I prepare before I send it to MagCast, though, is a document containing all the links. Let me just pop that down. I've actually got it in NVAlt at the moment, so let me pull NVAlt up. Pop that down. So these are all the links that need to be embedded within the document. So links for the various products that are mentioned, links to all the videos, they're all contained in this text file. And you'll see how I use this text file a little bit later on. But let's go across. I've actually got Chrome loaded, and I've got my MagCast platform open. I've already uploaded the new cover page. So this is the issue that we're working on here, this one down here. This hasn't been published as of yet. So I'm going to say edit. Now, in here are just the 2 dummy pages I showed you before, and these really were just set up so I could create this particular issue. And once I've uploaded the correct PDF, I can actually delete these 2 pages. And I'm going to say import PDF. So choose file. It's in MagCast edition 3, and it's that one there. That's my PDF. I'll say open and submit. And basically what will happen now is that will be uploaded to the platform, and then the platform will process it. What it will do is it will take the PDF and it will convert that PDF into, I think we're up to 42 or 43 pages in this particular edition. So it will convert those into separate pages that we can then edit within the platform. So I'll wait for that to finish. Once it's finished, it normally takes, actually it's very quick to convert. It's normally done within an hour or 2. Obviously, as it gets more and more busy and more people start to submit magazines, that might slow down. But at the moment, it's very responsive, very quick to do. Okay, the upload is finished. And as you can see down at the bottom, it is queued for processing. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll come back to the platform once I've had my email to say that it's ready for me to continue work. Okay, that literally took about 20 minutes, and that's for a 40-page document. You can see I've got my email. The PDF file has been processed, so we'll close that down. And over here on the platform, if I do a quick refresh, we should see, yep, there we go. So it's changed from queued back to edit, test, in-app purchase, and publish. So let's go to edit. Okay, and there, if I scroll down, whoops, you'll see there are all my pages. Now the first 2 pages here I don't need, so I can delete those. If I tap delete, and delete to that one as well. Okay. Right, and there's our cover page. Now, down the side are a number of different tools. There's my details button, and that's where I fill in sort of like the metadata and the cover art for the magazine itself. But these tools here allow you to add text, add links, add images, add HTML5 video players, which is what I use when I include my videos. You can also embed YouTube videos as well, Vimeo, put some code in. So you're not really just restricted to what's contained within the platform. If you're a dab hand at creating HTML code, you can actually embed snippets of code within your magazine as well. And then there are some settings down here as well. Now, to be honest, the only ones I tend to use really are the links and also the video. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Of course, on the MagCast tutorial site, there's loads of videos about how you use all these different tools. But let me just quickly show you how I would embed a link and how I embed a video. So if I go over here, let's say to this page here, which is page 3, I'll just say edit. Of course, I'm using a fairly low resolution on this particular monitor for the screen capture. With a higher resolution, you don't have to scroll up and down all the time. You can see the entire page. But what I will do is, well, let's say I just want to put a web link in here to www.screencastonline.com. Now, as I mentioned before, in the PDF that I created, this is just a piece of text which is red and underlined. But it's sort of an eye-catching way to indicate to people that it is a link in the final magazine. To add a link, I just drag this tool and drop it. Okay, it gives me a link URL. You'll see it behind as well. If I just move that out of the way, there's this green box. We can reposition this box, but let's just put the link in. So http www.screencastsonline.com. Okay, and we'll say submit. So there's my green box. I can actually move that around. So if I wanted it to be anywhere on the screen, I can do. The nice thing is you don't have to be too precise. You want it to be a fairly big area because people are going to be tapping it with their fingers. And then I just grab the corner to size the box properly. So there's my first link. I've loaded up the text file with all the other links because rather than typing them in manually, it's a lot easier to create them first and then go through and add them in. So this is page 3. And on page 3, well, I've already inserted the Screencast Online link. Down at the bottom, I've got a mail to link. So drop me a line, drag that across, drop it roughly where you want. And this is going to be a mail to. So I'm going to Command C and then Command V and submit, and then just position the box around there. So when someone taps that link, it will actually create an email for them. And basically that's all I do for all the links. I just go through, drag the link across, type in the link or copy the link, and then position the box where I want the link to be actionable. Now, once I've finished creating all my links, the important thing now is to save the page. So we just go ahead, save the page, and that page is now saved. Now, I don't want to go through every single type of tool, but I think I will show you how I set up the video. So what I do is, let's have a look at this page here, page 6. I go to Edit, and as you can see, we have a placeholder here for a video, and over in my NVAlt file, I can see this is the file reference here. So I need to add a new link, a video link. So if I just drag the HTML5 video player across, drop it. Okay, I need to specify the MP4 video file. Now the file isn't embedded within the document itself. It's actually hosted on an external service. Can be Amazon S3. I actually use Libsyn for my podcasts, so I'm using Libsyn to host my video file. But I basically need to give it the full URL. So over here I have that already. Actually, the nice thing with NVAlt, I can just click and drag that across rather than copy and paste. Just drop it in. You can specify the width and the height, or you can just manually move the box if you want. Let's go ahead and put the width and height in. So that's 516 by 296. Okay, we'll hit return. Right, I can now, whoops, okay, that's disappeared because I hit return. To get that dialog box back up, just double tap on the frame. So I can choose a poster file, and the poster file is really just an image that will be displayed rather than the first frame of the video. So I have some already preset. So if I choose, okay, it's this one here, which is a black Mac video tutorial poster. We'll say okay, and we'll say submit. And there's my video placeholder with the poster in front, and then I basically just position that over the placeholder. And there we go. So if you open the magazine when you're not connected to the internet, you'll see the placeholder. If you are connected, you will actually see this poster frame instead. Okay, and most importantly, save the page. Oh, one final thing, if I just go down to the bottom, I've put this link in here. You can set up links to different pages. So what I want to do is create this tappable link to take me back to page 3. Very simple to do. I just grab my link tool, drop it on the page. Now the index is on page 3, so I just type in page 003.html, hit return to submit, move this box, just resize it, and now I can create a link on every page that will take me back to the index. And again, once I've finished, just save the page. Right, so I shall go through, add all the videos in, add all the links in, and we'll then see the next process. And that's all the links added. Now, it didn't take me too long. It does really help if you have all the links in a separate document and just refer to it. Makes it a lot quicker. But I've been through the entire 42 pages, added in all my links, added in all my video tutorials, etc. And now what I need to do is to test it. Now, obviously, I don't really want to send it off to Newsstand and test a live version. I really need to test a separate version first. Invariably, you might have left a link out or put an incorrect link in. You need to make sure that all the videos are actually the correct videos, so quite a bit of testing to do to make sure everything is fine. Now obviously I can't send it to the Newsstand and test it in the live mode, but there is a test environment that MagCast provides to you. You can actually publish your magazine to a test area, and then there's a MagCast application, a dedicated application available on the App Store that you can download, log into and access the test area. So to test my magazine, if I go back to here, to your magazine, there is a test button. Okay, I could just click that test link, but before I do that, let me just go across to my iPad where I have the MagCast application ready to go. And before I test this current issue, let me just open up the MagCast application. So you can see here, I've got the Screencast Online Monthly Mag. If I tap into there, right, so this is the test environment. This is a separate environment. This isn't live Newsstand, and you can see I've got my current issue and 2 previous issues that I could actually download and have a look at. Okay, back across to the Mac. And on here, I'm going to click on test. And basically, that's it. It will publish the test version of the magazine. There we go, test uploaded. Now, the magazines are actually hosted on Amazon S3. So that's sort of 40 megabytes of pages is hosted on Amazon S3. All the videos are coming from Libsyn. But, okay, let's go ahead. We'll probably have to come out of here and go back in to see if we can pick up that test issue. There we go. So the screen has changed. Right, there's my new issue at the top. And there's my older issues down at the bottom I can still download. So let's go ahead and download the new issue. It's currently saying 14 megabytes. That's because it just gives you a low resolution version to test, because you might download it several times. But that's okay now. Let's go ahead and view. And voila, there we have the new magazine. So it's exactly the same as it would be on the live Newsstand. I can just flick through, or I can just well, tap on any of the links to jump to a particular page. See what else I can do. See if Frank's website opens in Safari. Yep, that's fine. So we'll say done to that. Go back to the magazine. So basically now I can just go through, test all the videos, make sure everything is working. And once I'm happy, I'm then ready to actually do the live publish. So let me go ahead and do all my testing, and we'll finish off the process. Okay, so testing is complete. I did find 1 or 2 links that I had to go back in and edit, but the beauty is you can go back into the MagCast, click on edit, make the change, and then click on test again. It will republish the magazine so you can retest it on your iPad. Several iterations of that, and then you'll end up with the magazine fully tested and ready to publish. Now, I won't actually publish it today because this is actually being recorded in advance of when it needs to be published. Now, once it does get published, you have this little button next to each episode, and this allows you to send out a push notification. You normally give it 12, 24 hours for the magazine to be pushed out, because it does get pushed out to subscribers. It's very clever how it works. And then send a push notification just to let people know that it's there. You can actually send push notifications separately as well, and there are some other tools built in. All these little buttons here are all additional tools that are provided with the platform to enable you to publicize and to market your magazine. Okay, so that's a high-level overview of the actual publication process and of the technology behind the platform. I've really not tried to focus in on the business side of things, but if you are interested in learning more about MagCast and taking advantage of the potentially huge opportunities of publishing your own MagCast magazine via Newsstand, just go over to screencastonline.com/magcast to learn more about the platform and to get yourself registered as a Magcaster. But as I mentioned previously, it's not just the delivery platform, but MagCast itself includes all the training and all the support and all the marketing expertise as well to publish your magazine. But anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you found that interesting to see just what goes into publishing Screencast Online Monthly. Back to a normal show next week, and I'll speak to you next time.